In this portion of our program, we welcome Reverend Lois Kraft here with us from Pastoral Ministries.
Good morning.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Yes.
And it just started to rain outside.
Oh, did it really? Well, I'm glad I got here before it started raining.
Yes.
Good. It's a lovely day outside, even with the rain.
Even with the rain.
Summer rains are always pleasant.
Yes, they are.
What do we have to talk about this morning? What's happening in Pastoral Ministries?
Well, we have lots of things going on.
Good.
And let me I'll touch on just a few highlights for this wonderful month of June that we are now in, and then go into a little bit about what we're going to be doing during the month of July.
Oh, good.
The first thing is that on tomorrow, we'll be doing our afternoon at the movies.
Okay.
And so tomorrow, which is Tuesday, June the 6th, at 1 o'clock in the Village Square Theater, we're going to be showing a very familiar film, and of course this has been posted throughout the community, but we'll be showing Chariots of Fire. I know the movie has been out since 1981.
It's been around a while.
1981.
I'm sure we would all recognize the music, the theme from it.
Which is absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
And I have actually never seen the movie.
I'm the worst moviegoer ever.
Is that right?
I've heard of all these movies, but to actually go and pay money in a movie theater, it doesn't happen.
Right. But to think that it was out in 1981, I still haven't seen it.
No.
But we will be showing that movie on tomorrow, and it's a British historical drama film, and I know a lot of people recognize that movie. And the two main characters, a devout Scottish Christian who runs for the glory of God, and another who is an English Jew who is running to overcome prejudice. And I think those are two really great reasons to run a race.
As I remember, and I don't remember much hearing about it at the time, but we say it's historical drama, and I'm always think drama is going to be just depressing, but as I remember, it's a very uplifting movie.
Yes. And even if thinking about the music that came out, that was a part of that film, I think just listening to it, you can kind of get a sense of, it kind of reminds me of victory and overcoming and so many other wonderful positives in life.
This is Tuesday.
This is Tuesday,
6th,
tomorrow.
At 1 o'clock in the theater.
In the theater. That theater is getting a lot more use from us, I tell you.
That's all right.
Since we've been doing these afternoon at the movie series.
I'm sure people appreciate them.
It's been wonderful.
Yes.
And the last show that we did, Hidden Figures, we actually had residents come and say, would you please show this movie again? So we did an encore presentation last week, and it was well attended.
Good.
And then the other event that I want to mention, which is something that we do on a monthly basis, is the chapel is reserved for prayer and reflection. And it is just an opportunity, and sure, anyone can go into the chapel when it's not in use, but we thought it would be helpful to have designated times when people would know, for this block of time, it's for an hour. The next prayer and reflection will be on Thursday, June the 15th. So people can come, they can go, they sit, they reflect. There's quiet, meditative music playing, and it's just something that is conducive to just having that time of reflection. Yes, and I think that's important. Sometimes it's wonderful to tune out all the noise.
Right.
There's noise trying to get in from so many different places.
That's a little music going to just help calm.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes, and then...
So that's every Thursday?
No, it's one Thursday a month, the third Thursday of every month at 11 o'clock in the chapel.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
And then for the month of July, just a few things that I would like to bring to everyone's attention. There is another monthly session that we do, and I've talked about it before on Village in Motion, but it's our Faith, Grief, and Loss session. Normally the sessions are held in the chapel. Every once in a while we'll go to different venues, but prayer and reflection, faith, grief, and loss just allows people to come together wherever they are, whatever they're grieving, whatever they're mourning, because there are so many different kinds of losses. And so a member of the Pastoral Ministry staff is available. It gives people an opportunity in a safe environment where they can talk, and it's faith-based, whatever faith the person practices, where they can come and also get support. There's a beauty in coming together and having the support of other residents, of people. And I think sometimes, we can end up in isolation and when we're mourning and when we're grieving. And so to know that we're not alone and there's someone else that can kind of bear our burdens with us, it just helps to encourage, it helps to uplift, and it helps to support. So we think the sessions that we've offered have been really, really instrumental.
Now, is this a group discussion? Is a minister there as a preacher, or I don't understand exactly what would happen if I went to one of these sessions.
Sure. So there's a different staff member there each time, and people come in, residents come in, and usually we're sitting in a circle. It's we'll open up with a particular theme or a particular thought to get people to begin to talk about whatever it is that they're going through, and then we open it up. We're there to lead and to facilitate and to guide and to offer some thoughts, but it really is resident-centered, so that residents can talk about where they are in their process and whatever it is that they might be struggling with. And sometimes people come not necessarily because they're having a particular struggle, but they come and kind of sit in proxy for friends because they want to know how to go back and help their friends. So
maybe get some hints.
Yes, and so we found...
And a person wouldn't have to talk if a person didn't want to talk.
Absolutely.
Just maybe to be with others.
Can just come and listen. We've also had, occasionally we've had family members come in because, their mom or dad who's in this community has just died, and they have seen it advertised on the scroll, and they'll come in, and I've watched how effective it has been for family members, because we talk so much about community, and to have that connection with the families as well, because we are support for residents, for staff, and for families, and I think that's really important.
That's good.
So
well,
once a month.
Thanks for the explanation about what goes on. Sometimes we see these things, we think, well, I don't know what goes on there. I don't want to go if I don't know what to expect.
Absolutely.
So it's just kind of a group discussion where you can share as you wish.
As you wish, absolutely. There's no pressure. And again, if people don't want to talk, they don't have to. Sometimes people just need to be in an environment where they feel supported, and because sometimes there aren't words that can articulate grief, and so to be able to sit and to listen and to hear other people talk also helps us as we're going through that grief process.
And it doesn't matter what your individual faith or beliefs may be.
Doesn't matter.
This is more about people.
It's more about people.
Okay.
All about people, yes.
Good. Okay.
And then
and that is on
July the 6th.
Okay.
And they're always on Thursdays.
Okay.
Always on a Thursday in the chapel, the first Thursday of every month. And then another event that's going on, or let me back up a little bit. July 18th, we're showing another movie.
Okay.
A little later during the month of July because of the proximity to the 4th of July holiday. But we're showing a movie that was recommended to us by another Pastoral Ministries department called Lemon Tree. And this, just from the little bit that I've read about it, is a fascinating movie, and it actually revolves around a lemon tree. And I know you have the notes in front of you. If you see anything that strikes you.
Let me read this one summarizing sentence.
Sure.
The film describes the legal efforts of a Palestinian widow to stop the Israeli defense minister, her next-door neighbor, from destroying the lemon trees on her family farm. At the same time, she develops a human bond with the minister's wife. This is the defense minister's wife. So that should be a very interesting story.
I think it will be. And again, this is one that was recommended by a Pastoral Ministries department at another Erickson Living community. So upon their recommendation and doing a little bit of research about it, we thought it would be a good film to bring to this community.
That should be very interesting.
Yes, so look for that one, The Lemon Tree, on Tuesday, July 18th.
And these are all advertised on the scroll?
Yes, they are.
Good.
And they'll be posted throughout the community on the bulletin boards as well.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay, and then coming up July 20th.
There'll be another prayer and reflection, again, the monthly prayer and reflection session. And then on July 26th, and this will be the third time that this particular event has been offered in the community, but it's called Garden Ridge Goes to the Chapel. And the way that it came into being was that there was a resident who had mentioned to the chaplain, Chaplain Annie Smith, that they wanted to have the opportunity to go to the chapel. You know, a lot of residents who've moved to Garden Ridge aren't always able to get back over, and so this one event that happens, you know, once a year allows the residents from Garden Ridge to come over to the chapel for a special service that the chaplain has prepared just for them. And it's a wonderful, wonderful time for their friends in independent living to also join with them in the chapel. You know, the two that we've put together so far, and you know, with the chaplain and with programming at Garden Ridge and administration and several other departments has been really, really effective. And so to see the smiles as people are, you know, transportation helps to get everyone over safely to the chapel and back to Garden Ridge, but just to see their smiles and the tears sometimes.
I'm sure they have regular services at Garden Ridge.
They
but
do.
This gives them an opportunity to feel like they're going to church.
Absolutely.
It's
absolutely.
not the same.
Absolutely.
Right.
There's something special about the chapel
Right.
and that, you know, dove window in the chapel.
Right.
So I think that the thought is that we will continue to do this, and it's a great benefit for the residents.
Excellent.
Oh,
And
I'm
we
sorry.
have one last item.
But
Go ahead.
it'll be on July 26th.
Yes.
That's a Wednesday at 10:30
Okay.
in the chapel.
So if you would like to join our residents from Garden Ridge that day, and do you need help as
we
far
do.
as...
We'll need volunteers.
Okay,
as
so
well.
you'll be asking for volunteers
We
as
will
we get
be.
closer to that date.
And consider this the beginning of the ask.
Okay, okay. So if you're available on July 26th, which is a Wednesday, to help
Wednesday.
move people over there and escort
Yes.
them to and from, your
Yes.
help will be appreciated.
It will be most appreciated.
That's good. Okay, we just have 1 minute left.
Okay.
And on the 27th, you're going to be on stage.
We're going to be on stage in the chapel. This is a concept that Miriam Gentle, Reverend Miriam Gentle, and I have. You know, Miriam plays the harp beautifully.
And you have a beautiful voice.
And we try. So the two of us are getting together. We're offering a concert, and we're calling it an interlude, you know, kind of an afternoon interlude in the middle of the day where people can come and listen to. We'll be offering a variety of music.
Good.
So we invite people to come out on Thursday, July 27th from 2 to 3 o'clock in the chapel for a musical afternoon interlude, Miriam and Lois, harp and voice.
I'm sure that will be a lovely way to spend what I'm sure will be a very hot summer day in
Oh,
a nice
yes.
school environment.
Yes.
Lois, thank you so much for joining us
You're
today.
very welcome.
And we look
Thank
forward
you,
to seeing
Susan.
you again.
Absolutely.
All
My
right.
pleasure.
And I have a few announcements to share with you today. Today's feature programming